Okay, so I'm going to shift myself over just a little bit to the right. Good morning, everybody. It is about 9:30 on the West Coast, and it's about 12:30 lunchtime out on the East Coast. Today, we're going to be talking about the 70% rule versus the 90% rule. And for those of you who are just tuning in or just joining our live on YouTube and on Instagram, and if you've seen some of my other live streams or some of my other videos, I like to have fun with AI. And so I always started out with just a quick image that is relatable to the content that we're going to be sharing today. So I hopped onto Google Labs. I'm a big fan of Google Gemini and Google Labs, their photos and stuff. And our prompt today was two cars in a NASCAR race, one black, one Tiffany blue with neon green, and a dragon emblem on it. One is numbered 70 and one is numbered 90, hence the 70% versus the 90% rule in a race. And on the concrete walls are sponsor ads, and that one of the ads needs to say Dispo, DISPO, for Dispo Dragons. Oh, and the Tiffany blue car, has a dragon emblem on it. So this was the image that it gave me. It didn't happen on the first try, trust me. It took a couple different tries of doing this over and over again, but this was the final result. So I love AI. I love what it can do for us. I love what it enables us to do, because to do something like this years ago, months, weeks ago, days ago, would have taken me hours trying to do something like this on Photoshop. So today, what we're going to be talking about is the 70% or 90% rule of the ARV, because I've been seeing a lot of videos on it. There are some really big players in the industry that are now suggesting that everybody shift to the 90% rule. And then there's some people that are very hardcore and they're very bullish on the 70% rule. Now, if you don't know what these rules are and how they apply to real estate investing, or how they apply to wholesaling a contract, or investing in real estate while wholesaling, I'm going to be covering what these formulas are and how you can use them, and which one, in my opinion, is better as we go through this training. Just to do a little bit of housekeeping real quick, please make sure that if you're just tuning in, you like this video. It would help me out if you gave me a quick thumbs up or a fire emoji. When you see me glancing up, it's me glancing at my vertical screen, and I'm looking at all the comments that are coming in. So if you could give me a thumbs up just to let me know that the audio is coming through clearly. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. But just in case, a thumbs up would be much appreciated so that I know that you can hear me. Fire emoji. No eggplant emojis, please. My wife watches these comments as well. Like and follow. So over 50% of the people that are watching our content and watching our videos are not followers. They're not followers, and they're not subscribers. So please do me a favor. Click on that follow button, click on that subscribe button, and make sure that you set up the alerts on YouTube. Click that bell icon so that way you can get alerted anytime we upload new content that we are creating and curating for you. Right? This is all for free. The cost of admission is just a subscribe or a follow. That's all I ask. Okay. Next slide. Now, here's the thing. You're not too late, right? Why am I sharing this with you? Because here's the deal. There are some people that are looking at wholesaling, and they're thinking about getting started, and they hear about all the changes that are going on in our profession, and they hear about investing in real estate, and they're thinking to themselves, it's very saturated. There's a whole bunch of people that are already involved in real estate investing and wholesaling in general. I see all the videos. I see all the people that are doing it. I see all the people that are trying. I see the people that post content. I see the influencers. I see the veterans. I see them all. There's too many people. I go to the meetups. There's so many people that are doing this. Am I too late? Did I miss the boat? Should I have started much earlier? And the answer to that question is you didn't miss anything. You're not late to the party. You're not late to the ball. It isn't midnight yet. Your coach isn't turning into a pumpkin. You're not too late. And the reason that I say this is because everything resets. All right? Every 5 to 7 years, this profession resets itself because of the economy, because of technology, because of things that change, rules, regulations, and we are currently going through that right now. right? So keep that in mind. The way the process, the systems and the processes that people were using, even back in 2019, 2020, 2021, are not the same exact process. There are some certain fundamentals that are the same, but a lot of the same strategies that they're using, they're not using as much anymore, right? All the talk about the hedge fund buyers and them buying all those. Yes, they were buying in droves back in 2021, maybe even 22 during the pandemic. But that climate has changed. Interest rates have changed. Things have changed. The game done changed. Things change, and this business resets itself all the time. So the person that's just getting started right now and is going to be operating under some of the new rules and regulations that local cities, counties, and states are implementing, you're not going to know any different because you're getting started during a different era. You're just going to be playing by different rules than the ones that the people who are playing by back in the 2015, 16, 17, 19, 20, right? So what I'm trying to say is that every 5 to 7 years, the rules of the games change. So, if you're getting started right now, you really didn't miss anything. The only thing that you may have missed is just getting started earlier and having the knowledge, versus some of the people that have started before you. That's all. It's just lost time. And you can make up for lost time. That's the beauty about this business. You can make up for lost time by studying it, mastering it, hiring a mentor, working with a JV partner. There's so many different ways that you can speed up the process if that's what you're worried about. So, you're not too late. This business resets itself every 5 to 7 years. It does this, and in the next 5 to 7 years, it's probably going to reset again. And the way that we conduct business in the next 5 to 7 years will be impacted by other technology, right? AI is changing the way that we do business and the way that we automate things right now. Even in real estate, as a real estate investor and as a real estate wholesaler, you're not too late. Welcome aboard. All right. Now, I want to remind everybody, we are going to be auctioning off 1 free year of Batch Dialer, the 5-line dialer, the advanced system. You can win 1 year of Batch Dialer, okay? And for those of you who have never used a dialer, I am going to tell you that it is a godsend, because if you've never had to dial manually, and I know that there's some people out there that are using like Google Voice to do their dialing, and they're punching in the number and they're doing it that way, and even that is better than what we used to have to do where we were manually dialing. But this is like having a rocket ship compete against a NASCAR, right? So the truth is that you've got 5 lines. It'll dial them for you, and whoever picks up first, that's the first person that you talk to, and then it rotates those numbers. And if you're on the phone talking to somebody while it's still dialing, what it'll do is it'll call that person right back the minute that you hang up, because they know that person picked up. So we're raffling it off. Here's how to get it. Go to free.dispodragons.com, free.dispodragons.com. Make sure that you register, because we are going to have a free virtual training on March 20th. It's coming up soon. March 20th. Next week at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. We're going to raffle off 1 free year of the Batch Dialer Advanced System, and the Batch company is going to be doing a 1-hour training for us on how to use their system, all the tips, tricks, and techniques that people use to close, 6 figures a year, 6 figures a month. Investing in real estate and using wholesaling as their exit strategy. So you need to be on the training. Once you're on the training and it concludes, we're going to give a code at the very end of that training. You DM us that code through Instagram 10 minutes after the conclusion of that training, and you're automatically entered into the raffle. All right. The reason that we're doing that is so that way people can't watch replays of it on YouTube, get the code, and then try to enter it. So we want to reward the people that come and attend this training. So within 10 minutes of the training concluding, DM us the code. You're entered into the raffle. We'll pick 1 lucky winner, and you will win 1 free year of Batch Dialer Advanced. I'm looking at the comments just to see what people are posting. Okay. Now, as a reminder, I wrote a book. It's called Deal Like a Dove, Dispo Like a Dragon. It is on Amazon and Audible. You can download both versions, all right? The book is it's a complete map on how to build this business. Okay, I don't hold anything back. I tell you exactly the way it is. It's 400 pages of straight up how to build this business. It is not just it's not an ebook. It's not a 20-page PDF. It is exactly how to do this step by step, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, how to build this business. If you want a shortcut, you can visit dove.dispodragons.com, dove.dispodragons.com. It will take you to the Amazon page and you can purchase the book. Now, if you pick up the paperback version and you take a picture of yourself with it and you tag us on social media, our handles are at DispoDragons. You tag us, I will send you a free code for the Audible version. If you prefer to listen to it on the Audible version, you can download it on Audible as well. Just look up Deal Like a Dove, Dispo Like a Dragon. Look it up, and you can get it on Audible, and you can listen to it in your car. I have an amazing narrator. His name is Tim Alexander, a young man, voice actor. He did a really, really, really good job, a much better job than I could do, narrating the book, and it is fantastic. So please pick it up. Trust me, it's going to help your business. Let's talk a little bit about mentorships. And this, again, AI is an image, obviously, I asked for a female dragon, and that's what they gave us, with a burgundy dress suit, addressing an office full of millennials and multinational people. And that's what AI gave me. Fantastic. So why am I talking about mentorships? Well, because mentorships is probably one of the fastest way to help you in your business. I see people posting things all the time on Reddit subs, on Facebook groups, on school communities, on WAP groups, on message boards. I see it all the time where people are looking for help and they're posting these questions, and people will gladly help. I help all the time. I respond to a lot of the things that people post. I give out free information all the time, but at some point that free information is only going to get you so far. Well, what we created was a profit sharing mentorship. It is ridiculously affordable, and once you join, it gives you access to a mentor. You will have a closer on call that will be able to help you close your lead. First of all, teach you how to get leads, help you close your leads, help you fill out the contracts, help you send the contracts, help you get the contract signed, help you get a deal, and then help you find the buyer for it. They will walk you through the entire process from cradle to grave. You get paid, they get paid, everybody gets paid a percentage of the profits. And everybody is happy and everybody wins. So the mentor has an incentive to help you as a mentee, and you have an incentive to ask them for help, and you don't have to feel bad for asking them for help within reason, of course. I mean, right? If you're reaching out to them at 3 a.m. in the morning asking for advice on how to fill out a contract, you're probably going to upset your mentor. So you don't want to do that, but you get my point. Right? So visit start.dispodragons.com, start.dispodragons.com, and you'll be able to learn more about our profit sharing mentorship. I think it's incredible, and it's very, very, very affordable. All right. So let's talk about the 70% or the 90% rule now. 70% or 90% of the ARV. Which one of the two is better? So we've got our NASCAR 70 and we've got our NASCAR 90. Now we're going to talk about which is the better rule, the 70% rule or the 90% rule. And before I get started, I want to say this. This is not a science, okay? This is not something that is always going to be perfect, right? As much as, even though I'm going to teach you these formulas, even though I'm going to cover it with you how to do all of this stuff, it is not 100% accurate. It isn't science. And as Deadpool said in his movie Deadpool and Wolverine, it's an educated wish. Right? An educated wish. That's what this is. When you are doing this, you are guesstimating what you think the ARV is and which formula is going to be better. And so it's never going to be 100% accurate, and you shouldn't have to feel that it needs to be 100% accurate. It's an educated wish. All right? So what is the 70% or the 90% formula? And before we get into the formula, let's talk about what ARV is. ARV stands for after repaired value. This is very important because there are a lot of people that when they're comping, they'll look at comps and then in the beginning they will compare a property that is in disarray. It's a property that is a fix and flip opportunity, and then what they will do is they will then compare that property to other properties that have sold in the area, but they may not be completely rehabbed, or they'll compare their fixer to what other fixers have sold in the area. And that is not how this formula works. What you want to look for are for properties that have already been repaired and flipped. That's what you want to look for when you are looking for, when you're trying to identify the after repaired value. You're looking for properties that have been flipped. So if you have a property that is a standard cash fix and flip opportunity and your property is a fixer, then you don't want to go out and comp it with other fixers. What you want to figure out is, what is this property going to be worth once it is fixed? That's what you're looking for. So if you are in a market where you have a property, it's a fixer, and now you're looking for other comparable properties, same size, 20% of the square footage up and down, right? 20 years within the age of the house. So if it was built in 1950, that means I can look at 1930 homes and 1970 homes. And the lot size should be pretty comparable, okay? So you know what your parameters are, and now you're going to look for another house that is similar to your house in size, in square footage, in bed and bath count, and you want to find a house that is fixed, has been fixed and flipped. Now, if in your market you discover that there aren't any other fix and flip homes that have sold within a 3 to 4 month period of your property that you're trying to comp out, what that tells you right off the bat is that there is very little investor activity, and so you should probably be concerned. Because if investors aren't going in there buying properties, fixing them, flipping them, and selling them, then that tells you something. That you may get stuck with the property that you're not going to be able to sell because there's very little investor activity in there. So once you have your property, you know it's a fix and flip opportunity. You then want to find other properties that have been flipped, and that is what your ARV, that's what you're going to use as the basis for what your ARV is. So let's just say that we found our ARV and we found a fixed property and it flipped for $450. Okay, and your property, you're comparing it to that. Now we know we have a foundation of what we think our ARV is. Our ARV is $450. Okay, the 70% rule basically is this. It's 70% of the ARV, okay, minus your repairs, minus the fee that you'd like to make. Now, the only thing here that you can really adjust on is, well, there's two things. You can adjust on the repairs and you can adjust on the ARV. I am going to tell you that it is probably always a best practice to underestimate the ARV. Be conservative with the ARV. So if I see comps that suggest that my ARV is about $450, I'm probably going to suggest that my ARV is around $425 to $435, just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. And if I think that the repairs are going to be about, $72,000, I'm going to round up to the next highest $10,000, and I'm going to suggest that the repairs are probably going to be $80,000. Now, the reason that you're doing this is because you want to make your deal more attractive. And if you underestimate the ARV, as opposed to the opposite of what most people do, where they overestimate the ARV, and good investors are going to go in there and they're going to see that you're doing that. If you underestimate the ARV and you overestimate the repairs, well, what it does is when an investor looks at this, they're going to say, this is a better deal than I thought it was. Why? Because you were conservative on the after repaired value, and you overestimated the repairs, and a good investor is going to say, they're telling me it's $80,000 to fix this property. Truth is, I can probably get it done for $72. Truth is, I can probably get it done for $68. So you get my point. So the other thing that you have control over adjusting, obviously, is your fee. Now, I'm going to suggest to you that you have some type of a minimum standard, okay, and that your minimum standard be no less than like $15,000. Personally, that is what I would suggest as your minimum standard. You can do it higher. You can do, it looks like I just got offline, but I think we're still streaming. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so your fee, your minimum standard should be about $15,000. So going back to my original equation, I'm going to use a calculator really, really quick just so that you could see it. If that is accurate and we see that the ARV is $450,000, okay, we use a formula 70%, 315. And then we suggest that the repairs are going to be about $80,000 minus $80,000. And then you want to make $15,000 is your fee. You could even make it 20 if you'd like. That means that our maximum allowable offer would be $220,000 for this property. $220,000. Now, I don't know why Adobe Express is doing this. I'm sorry. I'm obviously not offline. I love technology. So for those of you who are wondering how does he make these slides and what tool is he using, I use Adobe Express, and it's obviously crashing today. While this is loading, I am going to go back to my original example. Okay, so 70% of ARV minus repairs minus your fee. Now, let's get the calculator and let's see what happens when we get the 90%. Now, we've come to the conclusion based on the 70% of ARV formula that 220 is our maximum allowable offer using 70%. Let's try it now with the 90%. It's worth 450 times 0.9. Now, the 90% rule suggests that it's 90% of the ARV minus 2 times the cost of repairs. Now, we were calculating that the repairs were going to be about 80. So in that same example, 80 times 2 would be 160 minus your fee. Okay, this is the 90% rule. So it's very simple. It's 90% of the ARV minus 2 times the cost of repairs minus your fee. That's the rule. So in this case, it's 405 minus 160,000, right? Because 80,000 in repairs, and now I want to make about 15,000. And guess what? I'm at 230. All right. So using the 90% rule, I've determined that I could offer $230,000. Using the 70% rule, I've determined that I could offer $220,000. So which offer is right and which offer is wrong? Yes. That's the answer to that question. Yes. My point is that one gave us 220, one gave us 230. They're both they're relatively close to one another. So my suggestion is if I was going to make an offer on that particular property using these rules, I would set 220. I would probably start around 210, let them negotiate me up to 220. But I definitely would not go beyond 230, which is what the 90% rule gave me. And so my answer to the original question is, which is better, the 70% rule or the 90% rule? The answer to that question is they are both good estimates of what you should be offering. What you should do is you should apply both rules and then average them out. That is what I would suggest, okay? Just like an appraiser. When an appraiser, very good, yeah, I just saw that comment. Meet in the middle at 225. Exactly. And that's the way I would suggest that you do this. That is how you're going to determine those values, by doing it that way. So 90% minus repairs minus does 90% repairs minus desired profit minus assignment fee. I wouldn't put minus desired profit on there, because everybody has a different, well, if you're looking at it at investor, I guess you could do that too. Yes, so 90% minus the repairs minus the desired profit minus your assignment fee work. You could do that too. And you could probably do that with the 70% rule as well, and then just average them both out. So when an appraiser goes and they estimate a property, they're going to look at a property, estimate, they're going to appraise a property. They're going to be looking at the property, and they're going to use three strategies, 3 techniques. They're going to use the cost per square foot. So they're going to compare their property or our property versus all the other properties that have sold using a cost per square foot method. They get that method. Then they're going to use the cost to replace value. How much is it going to cost to replace this home? And then the last thing that they use is they just use straight comparable sales. Then when they've got the three different estimates, the appraiser compiles the data, averages it out, and gives out their best estimate. In this case, I'm telling you to do the exact same thing. So for the people that are saying, oh no, I'm only going to use a 90% rule, or I'm only going to use a 70% rule, what you're doing is you are basically limiting you're not taking that extra step to just be a little bit more professional, just to do a little bit more work. So what I'm suggesting is that you estimate them with both. Estimate them with both, figure out what they are, average them out. At least you've now got a bottom line and you've got a top line, and now you can say this is what my bottom line is going to be and this is what my top line is going to be, and you don't want to exceed what that is. So that's the answer to the question when it comes to which is better, the 70 or the 90% rule. They're both good. Average them out, use them both, and then you have a bottom line and you have a top line. All right, I don't know why everybody's over here fighting about like one's better than the other. No, they're both good. All right, there will be times though, I have done this, where I've seen the 90% rule for whatever reason. It suggests to me an offer, and in some cases, the offer that it's suggesting is actually more than what the list price is if it's an on-market property. And so what that tells me is that it's off, right? It's clearly off, because let's say a property's been sitting on the market for 150 days, and then the 90% rule is telling me that I should offer $20,000 more than what it's listed for. That's obviously wrong, because if that were the case, the property wouldn't be sitting there for 150 days. The property would have already been sold, okay? So again, use both techniques, come up with some type of an average, and at least now you have a top line and a bottom line, and you know how to approach this. All right, I hope that helps everybody. Now, I will tell you that if you're going to be attacking on-market properties, we created a spreadsheet that has all of the search terms, every single search term that you could imagine that an investor would want. We're talking fixer-uppers, TLCs, needs repairs, as is, bank owned, bankruptcy, tenant occupied, FSBO, whatever it is, all of those are in this spreadsheet, and we have created filters and searches for every single one of those key phrases, key words in every single state, all 50. All you got to do is click on the cell and it opens up for you, and you'll be able to see all of those properties, okay? It costs $10. You go to Zillow.dispodragons.com. You click on it. You pay the $10 to PayPal. You got access to the spreadsheet. Okay. I'm going to tell you that it is a huge time saver to use this when you're going after on-market properties. And this is how you can go out there and you can make offers. Based on the 70 and the 90% rule that we just went over. Last thing I want to talk about, and then we're gonna call it a day, is join our dollar club. It's school.dispodragons.com. School.dispodragons.com. Our school community used to be 100% free, okay? School just created a new affiliate program within the community, which I think is amazing. And so what it does is it allows you to be able to use your affiliate link to invite people over to our community. And in order to do that, you have to have at least one product that you charge for. So what we've done is it's $1 now. Okay, to join our community, it's $1, but you get access to all of the information. And here's the best part. What we're doing is we've created a fun gamification, if you will. You participate in it. You have access to all of our trainings. You have access to all of our videos. You have access to our community. But at the same time, you get an affiliate link now, and you can invite other people in. And every time you participate, every time you invite somebody in, you get points. And as a reward, we're giving people, free training. We're giving them deal analysis. We're doing one-on-one trainings. We're giving away the book. We're giving away our camel cap. We're giving away golf shirts. We're giving away software. So we're giving away the Deal Bazooka, which is valued at like $600 to $1,000. We're giving away other trainings that are worth $1,000, and now we're also going to be giving away the batch dialer for free. So for $1, you get all the information, but more importantly, you also can compete now and participate in all our little games and all our competitions that we're going to be having every single month. You get points, you get rewards, you move up levels, and you get free stuff, which is fun. All right, so with that, I'm going to end. Join us at school.dispodragons.com, school.dispodragons.com. Yeah, it's going to cost you $1, all right? Be sure to like and follow us. Please make sure that you subscribe. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Over 50% of the people that are watching us, thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching us. I appreciate you commenting. Stop with the eggplant emojis. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe and participate. That way you can get alerts every time that we go live. We work hard to create this content for you and this training for you, and we're getting better and better at it as we go on. So I want to see you back here. I want you to get those alerts so that when I do go live, you get them, and I can chat with you online. All right, everybody, have a great day.